Just look at the size of those megahorns! How could I have forgotten how huge they are? We were just here looking at the Yukirs, but I swear you turn your back for 1 minute, whip back around, and you can suddenly see why Moose had such an allure with all of the ladies back on the old island. But hello everyone, and welcome back to the Yukir tribe, and we are here with our very small group of travelers as a very specific little group of followers of the legend of Anka, the mammoth food creature, have left their home island where we were, to be pretty honest, on the verge of starving to death a few times, and they traveled this way very curious about if they're ever going to be able to discover their ancestor Anka's family. So they're looking for mammoth food creatures in the hidden ice genes that you can find on the icy islands. And I'm very excited to work with this little group, but it is a little disconcerting to turn around and realize that the stones leading to their home island are gone. They didn't leave the home island in bad politics. They didn't run away from anything. They weren't really trying to flee doom and gloom. So I almost like the idea that the way we got over here may have been an ice bridge that broke apart behind us. And I like the idea that these 5 are stranded and they didn't quite mean to get here. They had an idea of adventure, but not the kind of adventure that you couldn't change your mind about and turn around on. So I think that Zenta is actually quite upset because her mate is not with us. Zenta is the eldest of all the creatures. She only has 9 days left, so we need to make sure that she has her child that she is currently pregnant with ASAP. And we sent her because she does happen to have a lot of the genes we really love. She has that armored body, that cracker jaw, and that beautiful hammer tail, as well as some really great immunity K and H. And a lot of you guys are very worried about the low fertility on many of the creatures that we have with us. I will admit that that is something we definitely want to keep an eye on, especially with Riri Nala, who is the granddaughter of Riri the squirrel creature. Have to say I'm very excited that she popped through with the antlers and also with the armor body recessive. That's going to come in very useful. And we also brought little Toki, who appears to have managed to get himself infected with a little leech. He's another one of the creatures I'm very happy to see because he has recessive mega horns. He also has full armored body and full hammer tail. Our goal with our little prehistoric creatures are to have a full armored body, full hammer tail, hopefully cracker jaw, and those big old beautiful horns ASAP. And now this little group is looking specifically for Anka as we begin season 2 of our wonderful Yukir family tree. So enough of my chatter as usual. Let's go ahead and have Zoe pull off that leech from poor little Taki, and then we're going to start exploring this island because sure enough, guys, there is an ice block. I am so excited. The ice block will be different every time you open it, so if you save your game, back up your save files, and then come back in after restoring the save files, when you crack open this ice block, it'll always be something new. So if you guys want, you can go into the video description of the last Yukir tribe video and you can download the save files, this very save file, and crack it open and let me know what you got inside of this block, because whatever I get is not going to be the same for you guys. And I think it'd be really fun to see who might end up with the actual mammoth foot and the lucky legacy that we're looking for, and who might be like me and probably end up with something we already have, like more armored body. I wouldn't turn that down right now though, because we definitely need to have a few new immunity genes mixed in. Alright, so let's see. Dang it, and now Riri Nala has managed to get the leech, but at least we have leeches to eat. So let's go ahead and begin our journey, and hopefully we'll have more than just leeches to eat here. Whoa, Riri Nala! Why is she so big? Riri Nala, you're a lot taller than the others. She's huge, guys. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever seen a height difference with big body before. This is amazing. Okay. Oh, and by the way, the Yukirs have also learned that they need to start doing some hunting too. So that's pretty new for them. Normally they're not active hunters, but they have learned that if they want to survive in the big barren areas like this, especially where we have no berries and no trees, they need to be actively searching out things that they can hunt. So I don't think there's anything immediately near them other than more leeches, but oh my gosh, Riri Nala, You grew up to be a very, very tall woman. You know that? Oh my goodness. So she's pretty interesting. We need to breed Riri Nala too. So let's see. Can she breed? I don't know. Can she breed with Anthony? I think we're hoping, yeah, she can breed with Anthony, and it's a little bit of a risk that they may have a child with immunity F, but it might be something that's worth trying. So let's see, Anthony, let's see who we can move first. Let's move Riri Nala, and then I think Anthony might try flirting with her a couple times, 3 times. Oh my gosh, her fertility is going to give us a little bit of a headache. Oh my goodness, finally! Riri Nala didn't want to be the only female not pregnant. So look at her though. She looks like, wow. I think that now that she has come into her full growth, the rest of the creatures here would have a really hard time just not considering her like the actual leader, because look at her. I mean, look at her. This is so cool. I've never noticed such a height difference with the big body before. Nice touch on that. All right, so enough of my blathering. Let's go ahead and we'll jump over here. We'll move Zoli. How much food do we have? We have enough to have the babies. We'll move Zoli right over here next to the hot springs, and let's see if we can get Zenta nice and comfortable here too. And then we'll go ahead and have Taki. See, if we set them apart far enough like that, then hopefully we can move everybody close to each other to help everyone stay warm. So let's go ahead and see what kind of babies we'll have. I hear you, Big Bird. You can get out of here with your snow. And it is snowing now, and I almost forgot that the Yukirs are really going to try to breed when it is snowing from now on. That's when they gather together, and they bring their little nichelings into the nest, and they tell stories and legends of the great Anka, who keeps the little nichelings warm to try to encourage them to hang in there while it's cold. And that's one of the reasons we're here. All right, so let's see what kind of babies we had. Rara. That's a nice name. So we have Rara, and she is the daughter of the Black Rose line. So we're trying to keep that Black Rose line going because they're really amazing. And we've got One Claw, Armored Body, Cracker Jaw, and Hammertail. So she's got all of the classic purebred traits that we would expect to see from a Yukir Black Rose line. And we have a very handsome young male down here named Nurok Duke. And thankfully he is also healthy. He's got Hammertail, Double Velvet Paw, which we don't really need, but it will improve his stealth and collecting. Armored Body, Cracker Jaw, Ram Horns, and that Hammertail. Good. They might be able to be flirty with each other, but they share an immunity D, so we're gonna have to be careful about that. All right, so that's done. Anthony, could I breed you? I could breed Anthony and Zoli. That would be really exciting because we would pass on his antlers, hopefully. And Anthony and Zenta can also breed. And then we've got Riri Nala. Let's scooch Riri Nala in here. I like the idea of her having a nest right next to the others too. Taki is warm. Can Anthony get cold? He's not cold just yet, but he probably could get cold, so we need to be careful about that. All right, we'll have Zoli just step right over here. And we'll have Zenta step down here so that she can work on gathering things up. Can she breed with Taki? Yeah, Zenta can actually breed with Taki, which is a good thing. Taki carries the Mega Horns recessive, but he also is like a purebred line. And we do want to keep some of our purebred creatures where they have just the classic Yukir lines before we start messing around with these Mega Horns, because we do have some traits we don't want to pass on, like Swimming Tail on Anthony. We want to keep that Hammer Tail. Once you lose one of the prehistoric genes, until you crack open another ice block, you're never going to get it back. So you definitely don't want to lose it. That's why I'm so paranoid about keeping some purebred lines. Also, we're having some trouble breeding. Maybe it's a little cold here. That low fertility, Taki, I should not have brought you. I totally missed that he had low fertility. I'm going to pay for that. All right, well, let's go ahead, scooch Anthony up. I think he needs to go adventuring, but maybe he and Zoli... Yeah, we'll have him and Zoli go ahead and try to... There we go. At least Anthony had some better luck. And then we'll send him onward because he knows why they are here. Oh, well, we're going to have him get food first. Got to be practical. He knows why they are here. They are here to search out that ice block. I have not forgotten it's there. Just you have to get a good little nest spot established, especially like we're gathering around the little hot springs for emergency frozen nichelings to shove in there. But you want to stay and make sure all of your females with their pregnant bellies and their little babies are taken care of too. All right, and then what are we doing? Claw and runner's leg. I think runner's leg is more important at the moment, so we can hunt down any bunnies that might happen to come by. We want speed, but we don't want to sacrifice our armored body for speed, like getting a lean body. Lean body would give us speed, but we don't need that or want that at this moment. And it looks like big body will actually have cold resistance, so it is not bad to have big body as the only other big body, or the only other body option that our nichelings may run into. So that should be okay. Yes! Yes! No! No! Yes and then no! Why? Vanta! Oh, so close and yet so far. He is a sick one. Everyone needs to scatter at that sneeze, so we've got to get all of our nichelings away from him. And I don't think... Oh, Rara's already cold. She's already frozen and cold, so we can't get away from Vanta. No! What's going to happen? This is terrible. Okay, we need some proper names first off. Alright, so we're going to name one Sienna. I actually want to rename Rara, so we're going to name her Sienna. There we go. Is that how they spelled it? Let me double check. These, of course, come from the names that you guys have suggested. You can always leave comments, and then I go through about once a week or so and collect comments from all of the last videos. I have probably 800 names right now. Actually, I'm looking at the list. Let me scroll all the way to the bottom. I have 1,151 names at the moment. So it may take me a while to get to your name, but I plan on trying to challenge myself to hopefully have an episode of Niche a day for the rest of the year. So don't quote me on that, just it's a fun little back challenge just to see if I can handle. So feel free to add your names anytime. I'm gonna need them. All right, and then we have the name Niho and Arikor for males, and I like both of those. So let's go with little Niho here, and then Ariko for the little one. Hang on. Ariko. There we go. Hang in there, little Ariko. I feel so badly. This is kind of like the trouble we have in the Amazon tribe all over again, having to scatter everybody as soon as someone gets sick. All right, we can move little Niho at least to get him safely away from the sick baby. And then let's see. Can I move? Riri Nala may try to destroy a nest. We'll destroy this nest and we'll scooch Riri Nala up here because we need to give the baby some distance. But if we give him too much, that bird is going to swoop down and eat him, like, instantly. Oh, the choices are so hard to make. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. And is there any food nearby? There's some food nearby, and I feel like Taki is going to be kind of concerned about that. So we'll leave Zenta here. Thank goodness, she's pregnant. Taki's going to come over here and dig that up. And then we're going to let Zoli build a nest on this side so that she can stay with Niho. And Anthony is going to start moving. Oh, there's a bunny. A bunny would be really good food, but I think it's gonna scatter as soon as we get over there. Dang it! Okay, it's in the hot springs. The bunny is in the hot springs, and we need to watch out because if Sienna ends up catching the sickness that poor little Ariko has, it's gonna cascade through a lot of our tribe. And there's only a few creatures, so we need to be careful. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Oh, thank goodness. All right. Yay! Okay, the sickness didn't spread. All right, what do we have going on over here? We have little Rata, and we have to be careful with him because he's spreading that swimming tail and those antlers, and we don't want those. So let me find a new name for him. We're gonna go with Cosmos, interestingly enough. Cosmos, maybe he has a very deep thinking personality, so we'll go ahead and leave that name for him. And then let's see, I definitely need Nala to be able to have some babies. Ariko is freezing. Is there some way? I think an adult has to zip down. His mom is going to be the one to do it. All right, let's get Sienna away from the sick nicheling before we have too many problems. Oh no, we can't warm him up? That's totally not cool because he's a baby, but he can't grow up because he's not. I think Riri Nala would be very upset about this turn of developments. Oh dear. All right, let's jump up here. Dang it, I thought I moved him close enough to be able to breed. Okay, we're going to have to take things a little slower. Zoli is going to jump over. Ririnala is going to jump down. That way they're keeping all of the nichelings warm. And normally this time of year when the snow is falling is a time where they make nest and they stay close. But we have to be careful for anybody who might have bad immunity genes. So I think that Ririnala and Antoni's future children are going to need to be born under this tree. So we'll give them a little bit of space. And then if they're safe and not sickly, we'll send them down to hang out in the warm nest around the hot springs. And if they are sickly, we'll be able to leave them hopefully hidden under the tree away from this bird until we can tell whether or not they're going to survive. All right, so there's that little group. Can't budge Zoli because she has to keep an eye on making sure her side of the family stays alive. And then Taki, we definitely need some more food soon if we're going to start growing the family. So let's see. Sienna, should we destroy that nest? We should be okay. Sienna probably wants to stay with her dad. We're gonna have to keep our groups in tight little groups of at least, I think, 3 to 4 in order to make sure they don't freeze. All right. Oh, good. The cold weather's over. Ah! What the heck? What the heck just happened here? No, Antoni, you're not allowed to die of the cold out of the blue like that, please. All right, we're gonna have to keep an eye on Antoni. It seems that Ariko has actually survived. Thank goodness. If he can live to adulthood, he might be useful for breeding too. Unfortunately, the only female with the antlers we have, though, is his mom. And that's just going to perpetuate that sickly immunity problem. But we'll have him work his way around, and I think that Antoni will offer to take his son, his sickly but beloved son, out searching for those mammoth food creatures, because we need to head towards this ice block. I just have to be careful not to let the creatures I really need the genes of go too far. All right, come on, pregnancy. Come on, Antoni, why? Come on. So frustrating. See, and people tried to tell me that it doesn't matter if the immunity genes aren't very strong. All right, now that Ariko is old enough to not be eaten by birds, he does thankfully have armored body, so nothing else is going to eat him. Same with Niho, actually. And now that it's not freezing, they should be able to wander around a little bit. So Niho, go for it. Let's see how far Niho can get while he wanders about. That's pretty good. And then we have another new little one who is a Yukir solid, and he's got those mega horns. So let's see, what are we going to name him? We're going to name him Tom? Okay, well, I just kind of randomly rolled to the name Tom. That's your guys' choice. So I'm going to go ahead and put Tom in here. Sienna is going to jump over with her dad, and we may have to do some very careful rabbit hunting. That may be what we head for next, but right now we're stumbling on a whole bunch of the roots, and that's probably just as important. All right, and let's see. So Zenta can breed safely with Antoni, so I think she needs to do that. Zoli can also breed safely with Antoni, so now that we have a couple males who are pretty healthy, we probably need to do that. Cosmos is going to move around his mom. He is going to get one little red dot just to remind me that he has swimming tail, and we need to be careful because we have to keep those hammertail genes strong in the family tree. All right, is anyone going to freeze now that I've scooched you around a little bit? No! Taki, don't freeze! Oh my gosh, they are freezing. It truly is needing to keep the group really, really close together if they're going to survive. Okay, so traveling as a pack is going to be essential. Let's get Cosmos over to his brother. So let's get Niho. Can he jump into the hot springs? All right, Niho and Cosmos are going to hang out together. And unfortunately, Ariko, he can kind of stay here with his siblings, but he has to stay at the edges. Oh, that's so sad. And then I think this baby Tom is freezing. No, Tom. All right, so Zenta's going to get back into this nest, and she can hopefully help keep that baby warm. And there we go. I think Sienna needs to stay down here with her mother, and she, unfortunately, just kind of by verdict of being the only one nearby, is going to help keep all the babies warm in these nests. We're going to have to remember you cannot travel alone here, that's for sure. All right, Ririnala. Come on, Ririnala. Oh, Ririnala, you and Antoni. There we go. Antoni, you probably need to stay here, to be completely honest. We can't have Antoni leave because we need his genes. All right, and Zoli, we're going to have her settle into the nest so that she can have another baby and go ahead and repair this nest before it falls apart. And Antoni, he can't even collect because he doesn't have enough collecting ability. Well, that's just nonsense. That's That's just absolute nonsense. All right, we'll have him move over to his sons to keep these little ones warm and alive because they've started to freeze. Ah, speaking of freezing, I was so busy trying to get our females where they belong. I forgot about Taki, and we need Taki, even if his fertility sucks. Oh, we'll move this little group. We need more creatures, and then we can start moving in groups of 3 properly. Hang in there, guys. All right, who do we have here? We have little Mira. I haven't even been able to scooch over to the ice because it's so cold. I can't believe that. All right, we're gonna name this little one Lily, which is actually just another random name from the list. So I think we've had a few Lilies before, but this is Lily with the L-L-I-L-E. Ooh, and Sienna, get the bunny. All right, Sienna can get the bunny. I should have had her cure her dad. Tom can come over here and get the meat, and Sienna can at least jump over to try to help her father. So we're making a tiny bit of progress there. Riri Nala has to set up her nest. We're going to have her nest be all the way up under this tree because otherwise it is just too dangerous for her children, unfortunately. Zenta is going to stay over here next to the babies. Zoli is also going to stay over here next to the babies. Anthony needs to come on down because he needs to breed again. There we go. Niho, let's see. Oh, look at that! Little Rico happens to have Digger's paw, so he can totally handle that for us. Good job, little guy. Oh no, we're running low on food already. All right, Niho and Cosmos need to take the, oh my gosh, look at all these rabbits. They need to take the rabbit hunting side of things really seriously, which means we need to be super careful and super fast. Okay, we've got to get a little bit more practical with how we're doing things or we're gonna die on this island. It's a good thing we have the save backed up. Oh no, and now it's getting cold again. I need more creatures so they can move in groups. And she's healthy. Oh my gosh. A white moose. I didn't even think about it. But she's gorgeous. Ismiana. Oh my gosh, guys. What are we going to name her? She's so beautiful. Kaylee. I love that. It's just the first name that popped up. It's spelled like this. I love her. A white moose. I didn't even think about that, but it's just beautiful. I definitely want to make that happen. All right, and we have Taki. Okay, and this Taki is not Sienna's daughter, actually. So we can try to go ahead and make sure he can leave some more of his genes behind. And we'll have Taki start moving onward. I'm so excited about this white moose, I can hardly think straight. We'll have Taki start moving towards the big ice block, and he's going to travel with Tom here. Food! Food! Attack the food! They're going to travel together as a group. They're going to eat these Arctic ram foxes. We're going to have this little trio of brothers try to stick close to one another. There we go. And then can we jump over here? Cosmos, and then Rico. If I can get Rico into a hot springs, it wouldn't be such a big deal. So let's jump him into a hot springs. At least he's managed that much. He works really hard. Maybe his life will be spent jumping from hot springs to hot springs to keep him warm because his sickness makes him too dangerous for other creatures to travel with him. Anthony is passing on his horns all over the place down here. We have little Coco, who I totally forgot to name in all the excitement. And we have Kuvan, who happens to have those mega horns, the hammertail. Good, good, good. We've got some healthy children for sure. All right. Things are getting interesting. And I have to say, I think the birth of Kaylee, the white moose, is going to make things on this island very interesting indeed. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.